No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And today we're reunited and it feels so good with the one and only Sky Bree. How you doing?
Hello. Hi.
Great to have you back.
I'm happy to be back.
How
almost
long?
a year.
It's almost a year. It's not even a full year.
No, it's been just over a year since I was last on.
Wow. We've come so far. It's been a long, rocky road, huh?
It's been a very rocky road.
I mean, the whole thing is like, I remember at that time, I remember saying, because you had a boyfriend.
I did, yeah.
When you came on the Patreon for the first time. And, you know, I go home. Picture how awkward this is for me. Lena's, you know, like sick at the time or whatever. The baby's super young. So she's in like mega mom mode, feeling like insanely like not hot every second of the day, right? And then I come home and I'm like, listen, I met this girl. She's super young, but she's like really hot. And I think that we gotta fuck with her.
Okay.
It's not an easy conversation to have with your girl who's got like a brand new baby, right? But it actually ended up working out. And like, I remember saying to her around that time, I remember saying like, because she, you know, Lena's like believes people when they say things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so she actually thought the boyfriend thing was going to last.
Did she really?
I was a lot more skeptical.
See, the thing with him is he was down to ride. Like he at first didn't want me shooting porn with other people. But then when I was like, I want to move to LA. Like, I think I really want to pursue this whole porn thing. He was like, he loved me so much that he was willing to stay with me. And
or he realized that you were about to achieve something or be at a level where, yeah, you're probably just going to have to accept Adam 22 getting in there.
He was also a really big fan of you.
I can't even imagine how weird that must have been for him, though. Because, like, so what, like, after you do, because you did your first threesome with me and Lena, like, soon after that Patreon episode.
Yeah.
Do you just tell him about it?
Yeah, basically. So I think he was under the impression at first that it was just going to be me working with Lena, possibly.
That would have been nice for him. Yeah.
For him.
I'm sure that would have been great for you.
And then I was like, no, I think I am actually going to do a threesome with them. And he was upset at first, but then he was like, it's fine. I just don't want to hear about it.
What's upset like in that situation, though? Like,
I mean, like your
throwing shit at the
someone that you're a huge fan of.
I know. I'm just saying it's like, it's so understandable for him to be upset that I just wonder, like, how upset did he feel comfortable being, I guess.
Oh my God. It's been over a year now, and me and him are still, like, we talk occasionally. He's really close with my mom, and he still says to this day that he can't watch anything that you're in. Like, he can't even watch No Jumper anymore because I just completely ruined it.
I could see that. Because at one point I got my took by like a comedian back in the day. Mm-hmm. And then
I heard about this recently and I wanted to know who it was. So.
No, I will never tell.
You want to tell me off camera?
Oh, I'll tell you off camera. But like, you know, he had a TV show.
Okay.
And he was on a TV show. Mm-hmm. And my friends loved it. Mm-hmm. And they were trying to be cool by like not mentioning it around me, like when I was like actually bummed.
Right.
And then like the months go by and it starts to be like kind of funnier, like just put it on when I'm in the room.
Oh yeah, and all of his friends are super big fans too, so I know that they're like, bro, like that's so cool, your ex-girlfriend is on No Jumper and all that. Like they think it's cool, but he's like, it makes him sick to his stomach.
But do they really think it's cool? Like how cool is it when you're getting by the dude? Like it's probably cool to everybody besides your boyfriend.
I think it's cool that they were friends with me before, like when I only had like 3,000 followers, and then to see me within the span of a year, I'm sitting at like 1.1 million right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool, like coming from a small town, they like, that's their little like claim to fame. Like they knew me.
Right. So your last day at work was right before the Patreon?
Yeah. Yeah.
You never went back? Well, you went back.
I never went back. No.
Just to troll?
To Target?
Yeah.
No, I didn't even put in a 2 weeks or anything. I worked my last day knowing it was going to be my last day, but didn't say anything to anyone like at my job. And then I flew to LA and I was telling like my close friends and stuff like this. I know, like just I feel it in my heart that my life is going to change. And I was right.
But like, I mean, that's the whole battle for you is like holding on to being a normal person versus allowing yourself to just fall into the dating celebrities, the drugs, the traveling, clout chasing, like all that's just right there versus staying in the crib and like watching Netflix and trying to like just kind of hold on to a piece of what kind of person you were before that. Is this accurate? Is this like kind of the battle?
I would say for sure, but I think I'm very half and half. Like I still like 5-6 days out of the week I'm at home in bed with my dog, like just watching Netflix, smoking, whatever. And then the one day of the week I'll go out and I'll hang out with fucking like Tana Mojo or like Mike Majlak, like or travel or do whatever. But I still am definitely very grounded, which I think that's why I was able to succeed so much this year, because I'm still like I have my roots. Like I'm very.
But you being grounded, like I feel like you've gone through a lot of spans, or at least it seemed to me.
Phases.
Yeah, where you were like probably like either just like traveling for like weeks at a time, or like partying kind of like for weeks at a time. Like,
What did you think of when you watched my stories? Were you like, did we lose her?
It is weird because it's like this. It's a tiny percentage like what it's going to be like to be a dad as my kid gets older.
Oh, yeah, Lena acts like my mom for sure.
I know,
and I love it. I love it, and I need it.
But we have that conversation behind the scenes of like to what extent do we want to like warn her or bug her or ask her about shit? Because on one hand, it's like if we're all up in your shit and kind of like scolding you or like getting on your case about shit, then you're just gonna like be less forthcoming in terms of telling us about stuff. And it's like so much shit that to me is like really scary, like getting drunk and coked out for fucking days on end. It's like scary, but
Dude,
it's
that
also,
doesn't happen.
but it's fucking normal. Like it is normal.
It
like
is,
it's, I
yeah.
can't like look at you and be like, oh my God, she's fucking, we got to get the police involved.
Right.
Because it is normal to people
I think
here.
if I was like slacking and not making money every month, or like my like numbers were going down, like it would definitely be a cause for concern, like the whole partying and going out thing. But pretty much I'm at like a steady incline. So
But you've kind of like found a balance, you think?
I found a balance. Yeah, for sure. There were a few months there where I was drinking every single day, not like getting blacked out, but like drinking wine or getting mimosas, doing cocaine.
There's definitely been days where we had to shoot something where I was looking at you like, something's going on. Like she don't exactly.
Hungover.
Yeah, like her face don't look 100% like the way her face usually looks. Something's going on.
Yeah. But yeah, I was struggling a while there because I just like, I don't know. It was all so new to me, and it's so easy. Like that's the thing about LA. There's always something to do. There's always like a party or people are going out that night.
And
So
if you're the dude, you mostly have to pay for it.
right.
And if you're the hot girl,
I don't pay for anything.
yeah,
It's free.
drugs, sections in the club, and like any dude, like if you're in the club, like any of those dudes will take you shopping probably.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I've never had like a sugar daddy or anything yet.
You haven't had dudes like really ball out on you?
No, because
But you
I
just really
make
don't
enough
need it.
money,
Yeah.
so I don't need it. Yeah.
Yeah, because like a guy's spending 50 grand on you shopping is like, that's cool, but it's not like it really makes that like it doesn't change anything. You could have bought that for yourself and you wouldn't have noticed.
Exactly. And then the thing that I realized with living in LA, like I thought there were going to be a bunch of like sugar daddies or people that are willing to ball out, which there are, but they want something from you. They want to fuck you in return. And I just like, I've fucked a lot of questionable people this year, but I'm not willing to fuck like the fat, ugly dudes at the club.
Damn, so it's like that. So it's not the hot dudes that are just going to give you money to just sort of spend some time with them.
Yeah.
It actually like is a logical marketplace
Yeah.
where, damn, yeah. That's why dudes don't believe chicks, because chicks are always like, yeah, I have sugar daddies and I don't fuck them. And in your head as a dude, you're like, I mean, I don't know how this is possible. Like, doesn't sound like it makes any fucking sense to me.
I don't know any girls that are getting paid without fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that you can be honest about that. But so, okay, when did the first relationship end?
That ended a few days before I moved to LA. So
Oh,
I
okay.
would say August or September of last year.
Okay. And so what was your mentality in terms of dating? Were you like, I'm going to stay single? Because it was so obvious to me. I remember even saying, she's going to end up fucking Logan Paul. And then like I know, but a few months later, you're fucking Jake Paul. And I'm like, I was pretty close. Like I literally, I guess the wrong brother, but I was right
You were
there.
close,
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't really go into it with like assuming anything, and I still don't know what I want. I'm kind of just having fun. Like if I find someone, I'm open to finding someone to date and like be loyal to and faithful to. I just haven't really found that yet. But I've definitely had my fair share of flings this year.
Right.
Trying to find love, but it didn't work out.
Was Jake Paul you trying to find love?
I don't know what that was.
It felt like you were kind of like a part of a meme at that time. It didn't feel like you were all that serious about it. And then I remember you telling me that Logan met you and just looked at you like he just knew.
In disgust.
That he was just like, this is so fucking obvious and transparent. You don't really fuck with my brother. You're just a fucking troll leech, clout monster. And I was like, I could see that because Logan's pretty like smart. Like I could see him picking up on the vibes. He's been around enough chicks.
Okay, so I've never really talked about this, but with Jake, the first night that I hung out with him, he flew me to Puerto Rico. The very first night, the first conversation we had was, this is for clout.
Right.
Like it was all, he was like, at the end of this, I want you to post it.
So you're going to just
I want you to run with it.
But you're going to kind of gloss over how you ended up in this. Because there's other details you're leaving on the floor here. And I understand.
Well, the other details involve an NDA. So I did know Jake previously.
Right.
So I knew him previously, and then a few months go by, and then he contacts me he just broke up with Julia, and he was really interested in me and flew me out to Puerto Rico.
But it did stand out to you that like, he's kind of using me to get revenge. Did it feel like this sort of like weird rebound revenge thing or not? Or was it sincere?
Yes, I knew that's what it was, but also he made it a point he wanted it to be very mutually beneficial. Like, you're going to run with this, you can post about it, get the clout from it, whatever, and I'm going to probably make Julia mad and like get like the revenge that I need. So it was very mutual.
Wow. But so was Rochelle or Rara, was she part of it from the beginning in terms of the threesome or like three-way relationship type vibe?
So when he hit me up, I'm pretty sure like the day after him and Julia broke up, and he didn't know who Rochelle was. And he had contacted me to fly out to Puerto Rico, but I had never been to Puerto Rico before. So I was like, okay, I'll go, but as long as you let me bring my best friend. So then Rochelle tagged along, and he was into the both of us, and he was like, bet, let's just do like a three-way relationship. I think he was the one that was more into it. Like I think actually, if me and Rochelle would have like played along with it, I think he would have actually like been down to date the two of us seriously.
Right. But I felt like you just went along with it because you weren't really taking it that serious.
Yeah, I didn't take it serious at all. I just went along with it.
But we got the tattoo. You have his fucking name on you.
Because it's funny, and now I have a story to tell. But now, whenever I fuck a dude, they always see that. They always, like, whenever they're cuddling or spooning me, they're like, you need to get that lasered off.
Really? And do they get, like, mad, or are they just, do they think it's funny like you think it's funny?
They think it's funny, yeah.
Yeah. Because I hate that for Jake, that, like, he is such like you've just been exposed to him so much over the years that it's like, it wouldn't be like you just having some random guy's name on you.
Yeah.
It's like every person has some kind of opinion one way or the other.
He got my name tattooed too, but he covered it up with a rose for Julia Rose.
I saw that coming. I could have probably called that. What, was Rochelle more into it than you? Or was there like
I think she was more into it.
She started to fall in love? She would be part of a harem though, right? I don't think you would.
Yes. See, that's the thing. She actually would be down to be in a relationship like that. I'm the jealous type. Like, I couldn't even date someone that does porn. Like, no way in hell. Like, really? I'm a jealous type. Like, if I'm dating you, I want you all to myself. I want you to be loyal to me to be loyal to you. I don't want to see you fuck someone else, especially not my best friend.
Right.
So we had spent like a week and a half together, all of us, and I went crazy towards the end, just like cussed everyone out. I was like, get me a plane back home. Like, it was just...
Because of what? Because of him and her, or just in general?
Just in general, I just was, he's a lot, his lifestyle's a lot.
But even in Puerto Rico, like, what is he really even getting into besides training and shit? I don't know. I could guess a few things, but I don't know.
I will say though about Jake, yeah,
having a good time out there.
He's having a good time for sure.
Well, that's cool. He can balance that in the boxing training.
Oh yeah, I think I will say, I don't have anything like bad to say about Jake. I think he's a really nice person. He was so nice the whole time we were there, took care of us. I think he's really talented, but it just wasn't for me.
Right. Yeah, seems fair. Yeah. But okay, so who else are the other people that you've like actually kind of sort of dated? Because you fucking
Adin Ross.
But
that's the other tattoo.
Okay, but that was a clout move as well, right?
I actually like Adin.
You like him,
I like him, yeah.
but to what extent?
I would date him if he would date me.
Really?
But I think,
But didn't you have something going on with his friend?
yeah.
Who's more like off camera mostly?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so how did that play out?
Really badly, because he's the one who introduced me and Adin, but introduced us in terms of like just working together, like having me on streams or whatever.
Right.
And then, yeah, he didn't end up good. He didn't like how close me and Adin got.
Well, because you were what? Were you actually boyfriend, girlfriend with this other dude?
No.
But you were seeing each other.
I was seeing him, yeah. We weren't dating, no.
And so then he left town and you banged Adin Ross.
I didn't ever say that I banged him.
Wait, oh, you didn't? But did you?
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How was that?
It was amazing.
Really? Like, actually? I mean, because you fuck dread, so you've kind of, you know what's out there.
Fuck. I didn't want to say that I fucked him, but I will just say it was good.
Really?
Yeah, it was good. It was exactly what I like. I like boyfriend dick.
What's that like? A lot of attention?
Yeah.
He was down there? He was scuba diving?
No.
Oh, you didn't get into that?
Not like
You're
that.
too
but-
young. You're like when you're young, like eating pussy is like a big deal.
The reason that I liked him so much is because when I talked to him, he actually talked to me like I was a person, like looks me in the eyes when he talks to me. He really, I could tell, was listening to whatever I had to say. Like we spent like a little bit of alone time together, and he like gave me advice. Just on like the whole like navigating social media, and like because he's been in it longer than me and he's obviously like 10 times bigger than I am. So he gave me advice and I really appreciated
But
that.
he's not trying to have a girlfriend or anything. Did you guys even come close to?
No, not even close. No.
Right. He's just, he's not dating anybody.
I don't know.
But that's your type of guy?
Yeah.
Is it weird to date a normal dude after having the dreads of the world? Because you've had like
Not
literal.
at all. I love average dick. That's what I prefer.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you're banging dread, it's more just like an on-camera thing. You couldn't handle that in your day-to-day?
No.
I think most
I
women.
was so nervous pulling up to Dread. It was definitely a mental thing, though.
Because you pull up to his crib, right?
You pull up to his crib.
And
yeah.
it's just him?
It was him, and he had a makeup artist there. And so she did my makeup for like an hour while he just sat there and like kind of talked to me. I will say, out of anyone I've worked with, he is for sure the nicest, and given his dick size, was probably the easiest to work with.
Right. That's what everybody
Because
says. He's just such a
he's
chill
so
guy.
easy
Yeah.
to work with. The way his presence is very welcoming and comforting. And I like how he films, because you'll do one position for like 3-4 minutes and then stop and take like a 5-minute break and then like move to like a different area and do another position. So I liked it. It was quick. It was easy. And he was great to work with.
But you guys didn't do anal?
No, we didn't.
Not yet.
Not yet. I haven't done any anal yet.
Yeah, you have.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
What a liar.
No, I haven't. I actually
Did you
did.
say you were going to or anything? I thought you
I
did.
tweet about it all the time, saying like, "Oh, should I like finally do an anal scene or whatever?" But I'm nervous.
Really?
I'm really nervous. I just did recently a DP, and
So 2 in the pussy.
yeah, 2 in the pussy, but one of their dicks accidentally slid up my ass.
Just quickly?
Quickly, yeah. Like because I'm like really tight, it's hard for them to like fit in me,
Right.
like in my vagina at once. So it slipped out and like slipped into my ass.
Wow.
And I was just like, no, like
Yeah.
not happening.
As
not
a
happening.
surprise, that's not ideal.
My asshole hurt like for a few days.
Because that's one thing I've heard from girls that Dred's great at is just like really easing his way in there and taking his time getting in there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then you see the clip on Twitter of him just like savagely destroying it.
Literally, yeah.
But you don't see that he like really took his time to get it going there.
Yeah. He working up to like getting his dick inside of me, we did the whole like he would put it in an inch, wait a minute, put it in another inch, wait a minute, like very slow and steady. But once it was in, it was fine.
Right.
It was fine.
It's crazy because that just like conveys a certain level of intimacy that I don't really feel like I get to with most of the chicks that we work with, where it's like me just sitting there for like, just slow. That sounds so hot. I feel like I would have such a hard time even controlling myself in that moment. Jeez.
No, he's very professional.
What happened with Bryce Hall?
Oh my God, I love Bryce Hall.
You teased the
I
fact
think
that you
he's
spent
so
time with him.
hot.
Because we didn't know that you spent time with him until you posted that TikTok, right?
Because me and Bryce are actually like just like friends. We've never fucked.
Huh.
He's scared to fuck me.
Really?
Yes, we like spent the night, and like I spent the night in his bed, and we were talking. He was basically just like, I usually don't like fuck girls on the first night, and I was like, okay, like I'll be back tomorrow then. But no, we haven't fucked, but I really like him. He's nice. He's just like a friend.
Right. But I mean, you have that power to be able to, you know, friend zone dudes.
Yeah.
But would you rather have somebody like him just be your friend, or would you rather like at least take the dick a couple times to see what's going on with that?
I would want to take the dick a few times.
Yeah, right.
I love the excitement of like building up to fucking, and then like when a guy pulls his pants down and seeing what he's working with.
Yeah.
Like, is
the
it
great unveil.
Is it big? Is it small? Is it circumcised?
But you don't have that with
Is it
porn
not?
dudes. You already
I know. Yeah, I look them up on Twitter before I work with them, so I have an idea of like what their dick size
But
is.
half the times we have girls on Plug Talk, they're like, they act surprised by my dick. I'm like, so you didn't check any of the other prior content out, all right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, your dick's it's pretty big.
It's
yeah.
fine.
It's big.
It's all right.
I'd say it's in the larger category.
Of white guys, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But I've seen white guys with way bigger dicks than mine, so.
Yeah, you definitely have the girth down. That's what a lot of white dudes lack. They're like, they have skinny dicks usually.
Yeah.
Which nothing wrong with it.
Well, we did a thing with Danny Mullen where his friend fucked this porn star girl and it didn't work out, to say the least. But
I heard about that.
it was like seeing what it's like for a dude with a small dick to do porn. I really realized why big dicks are where it's at for porn, because it just like, it was super hard to keep it in. It was just like,
you're limited to certain positions. Like
people want to see range of motion.
Right, yeah. And like with small dicks, it slips out. Which like small dicks, like when you're actually fucking in real life, like not on camera, it's different. Like they feel good, it's fine. But like in terms of porn on camera, it just doesn't really work because it'll like fall out. They can't do all the positions.
But you could be
stuff.
in a long-term relationship with a guy with a short little guy.
Mm-hmm. As long as he like knows how to do other things, like finger.
Fingering's big.
Yeah. Do you finger Lena? Like, isn't that like a dying thing? Like no one like fingers anymore. My
main thing with her is like, if we're gonna hook up, I like to like, let's get in bed, let's cuddle, let's slowly start like fucking.
You gotta build up.
Yeah.
I
definitely want to like finger her for a couple minutes, you know, just really get her going.
Okay, then good. Yeah.
And sometimes she'll be like demanding I fuck her, and I'll be like, you know, trying to not do it for a little while and stuff. But I'm in that zone now as an adult where I like eating her out and taking my time and shit. Whereas when I was younger, I was definitely not.
Yeah,
appreciative
guys just
of
like
it.
Want to skip every step and just go straight to the fucking.
Yeah.
Which sometimes I am into. Like if it's really hot and heavy and I'm super turned on, I'm like, yeah, just like pound the shit out of me. But sometimes especially if I like the guy or I'm interested, like I want to make out and I want him to finger me. I want to suck his dick, whatever. And
that's what I realize sometimes watching Manosphere shit is that these dudes are just so concerned with like fucking girls and just getting the number and then just like moving on that they don't like appreciate it or enjoy it. Right. And once you're in porn, you start looking at a hot chick like, because okay, like when we had Violet Myers on Plug Talk, that just stands out to me, that in my stoned ass brain when we were about to start shooting, I was kind of like, why would I only film for like 15, 20 minutes? Like I should try to sneak in at least a good 40 because it's like, this is like one of the more high profile people we're going to work with.
Right.
It's way better to go long than to go short, right? So like now I kind of think about that with like regular sex too. Like I remember there was this girl I had back in the day, and then like my homie fucked her back in Texas, and he was just describing like fucking her for like days in his crib.
See, I'm not into that.
Well, not like literally, but like they were hanging out for like days, and he fucked her like hella times, and I was like, damn, I fucked her for like 2 minutes in a sleeping bag. And I just felt like,
bag.
Yeah, I mean, it was grimy life at the time. This was back in the day, but I was just like, damn, you really like got it more than me. I don't know. All right. So like, what about Mike? You ever think there was a chance you might get serious with Mike? I'm watching you and Emily Willis do like cabin getaways with Mike, and then you're like freaking out.
Tree.
You're leaving early, and it like seems kind of suspicious. Like, what's going on? Why are you leaving early?
Why did I have to leave early?
I think
I was working with Dread that day.
Oh.
I was working with Dread that day.
From Mike to Dread.
Yeah.
What a transition.
I haven't not fucked Mike either.
Really? Why? I thought, what the fuck is he doing with you and Emily off in the woods? I'd fuck.
So we
I wouldn't be able to think about anything else.
We were like doing shrooms that night, and I knew I had to work with Dread the next day, so I went to bed super early, trying to be responsible. But I really, really like Mike, like a lot. He's one of my favorite people I've met since moving to LA. I was actually just texting him before I came here.
I like Mike a lot too. Yeah.
He's great. He gives me so much like insight and like wisdom because he's a little bit older. He's been in it for so long. Like he just knows how shit goes, and I like getting his opinion on things. Like he always swipes up on my close friends' stories when I'm like ranting about shit, and he's awesome.
Do you think Logan still distrusts you?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, he's in his own world. I'm sure he's not thinking about it.
Yeah, when I did the Sidemen thing, did you see that?
I mean,
like
I heard all about
it.
I've seen it more on TikTok.
Basically.
I don't think I actually watched the whole thing.
Yeah, that was probably like the biggest moment in my career.
I believe it.
I was nervous when Logan came up because I was like, what the fuck is Logan gonna say? And I think he said, I'm pretty sure you fucked my brother or something like that. And I was like, yeah.
But he could go into any nightclub in America and probably feel like that. Yeah.
I don't know what his deal is though. He's interesting to me. Logan.
Yeah. You want to conquer him?
No. I'm good off the Paul brothers.
You're gonna leave that alone. But okay. Do you prefer the musicians or the YouTubers at this point, or the TikTokers? I don't know. There's a lot of different categories.
I prefer. I don't know. Maybe YouTubers. I would say YouTubers for sure. Definitely not music artists. I don't really like the way that like music artists move. Like they're surrounded by too many girls, drugs, and like it's just not for me. I like
you don't
YouTubers.
feel as special.
No, yeah, I don't feel as special, and I still haven't fucked OGZ in case you're wondering.
Oh yeah, no, I knew that, or I assumed that. You ever like talk to him really?
No, he's never talked to me once.
Yeah, because he actually has like a real baby mama.
Yeah, I know, and you know what? I have left him alone since I saw you do an interview with him and bring up.
Yeah.
that.
Nah,
I was like, that's my sign. I need to let it go. So I haven't reached out to him since.
I seen you like making jokes about Jeezy on your close friends, and that let me know how scared of his baby mama you really are.
What, do you want me to post it on the main?
No, but that is one thing that me and Lena said one time is like some of the stuff this guy posts on her close friends is definitely shit that she could be putting on her main account because
is it really?
Sometimes
like,
it's like you don't like even want to show your fucking personality. Like I think they would appreciate the Lego building side of Sky, right?
I know I do. That's such a good point. Sometimes I'm like, how much should I show? Like, what do they want to see? What don't they want to see? Because I'm like, I'm constantly like, are they going to get tired of me? Like, are they going to get sick of seeing me? So that's why I'm like, oh, I'll just post it on my close friends. Like, but I'm trying to show off more of my personality.
Because, okay, every porn chick has the same problem. Not every porn chick, but a huge percentage of porn chicks have the same problem, which is that there's not really that much to their personality on their socials and stuff. It kind of just seems like it's a hot chick who spends all of her time trying to get guys to send her money from OnlyFans, which in a lot of girls' cases is true, and that's fine. I totally understand. But to me, if I'm a porn fan, if a girl's like showing a little bit more of a real personality and she's interested in different random things, like I feel like I see that with like the gamer type girls or the, you know, that girl Jules Blue, she's all into like EDM and shit. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I just assume that like makes some percentage of fans like more into her because she feels more like a real person.
No, I agree. That's why I do show the Lego building a lot. I also show off that I love Harry Potter. And that's why I really want to. My next big thing is like going to be Twitch. Like I'm going to focus and dedicate a lot of time with that because I want to be able to sit there for hours on end and just like talk to my fans and really get to know them and have them see my personality and watch me build Legos because that's something that I'm really into. And you are right though. They love seeing the personal side of things, like what I'm into in like my free time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I see you want to like take that step into doing the Twitch thing. Like, was there any creators in particular that made you want to do that, or was it just being around like Adin and shit?
So I was doing Twitch for a little bit there before I met Adin, just because I was really into building Legos, and I was like, okay, if I'm gonna sit here for hours building Legos, I might as well turn on a camera.
You know,
like,
I got my girl. I got Lena the Eiffel Tower.
I did see that. She texted me. She was like, I'm gonna need your help.
That's the biggest one they ever made.
Yeah.
10,000 pieces.
Yeah.
That was pretty hyped.
That's gonna take her fucking forever.
It's they broke it into 3 sections, I guess, so you can build them all separately, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But no, I was doing Twitch a little bit there before I met Adin, just to bond with my fans that like Legos as much as I do. But then I just got too busy and I've taken a break. But now Adin definitely influenced a little bit of my like wanting to start back up Twitch, because I love like watching him and like how he interacts with his fans. It's like so fun. It like just looks super entertaining.
When I watch dudes like him and Kai though, I am like so impressed because I'm like, they're just straight up like energy streamers, which is different than like you doing Legos, or like when I stream, I'm playing poker a lot of times, or we're just having conversations and shit. And I have so many people to like talk to, or when you're playing poker, it's like you could totally not talk for 45 seconds because they're watching what's going on in the screen. Or anyone who plays video games, you have that to lean on, versus like when I see Kai or Adin, I'm like, this is incredible because they just have such a high energy level. And I feel like you could do that for a couple hours, and it's really hard to do that for like a long period of time, but those dudes are like masters of it.
Oh yeah, they're interacting with the chat the whole time. I feel like everything they do and say is just like based off of what the chat wants, and that's great. I've definitely, from watching them, have learned stuff now that like when I start up Twitch, like there's things that I'm gonna like implement that I've seen them do.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. They are super high energy, and I'm not sure if I have that in me, but we'll see.
Do you is there like part of you that now that you've made it to this level that doesn't really want to do the mainstream porn thing, or that you have mixed feelings about it?
Yes. I actually just recently shot for the first time in like 5 or 6 months. I shot so much and I like had so much stuff already like pre-recorded that I was able to kind of relax. I traveled to Europe and stuff. And in that time, I realized that I love doing OnlyFans, and I will never quit it. I still always want to do porn, but I think focusing my real just passion, I think I've realized that I'm just like an entertainer. I love making people laugh. I love like the shock value of like some of the things that I'll say. I don't know, just like entertaining people. And I have so much more fun being in YouTube videos and going on people's Twitch streams than I do like shooting porn.
See, because it's interesting because like, okay, the Sydney girl that you met outside, she said, like, she came up to Atlanta and was like, I'm such a big fan of Sky. And I was kind of wondering, I'm like, I wonder if she's like a fan of Sky in the sense that she likes looking at her as her fucking iPhone background. And then she was like, no, I watched her on Lena's podcast and she's amazing, yada, yada. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's like, because it's like two very different ways that somebody could appreciate you.
Right. And I love shooting porn. Like, I really do. I love watching the footage back afterwards. It's such an amazing feeling. I love my work and I'm never going to stop doing it. But I think I've realized my real true passion is like connecting to fans in other ways. Like, I love doing YouTube videos and getting to be funny. That's what really like brings me joy. And that's what I see. Like, that's the route that I see myself heading down.
It's like a challenge for you too, because you haven't necessarily done that. And the porn thing too is like, you probably just know that you could just do it at any time and that you could just make a ton of money doing it. And it's like, it's got to feel kind of easy in a way.
Yeah. And it's more challenging for me to like do what I'm doing right now, like sitting and having like a full conversation versus just like meeting a porn dude at a hotel and shooting a scene. Like, I love challenging myself, and like I love watching like the YouTube videos back and like feeling like I did a good job, or just, I don't know. That's like what I want to. 2023 is definitely going to be me focusing more on like mainstream outlets.
Do you feel like you have this level of comfort because money-wise you've just like been so ridiculously successful that you can just pretty much choose what you want to do now?
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of girls, if you're making like a decent amount but not a crazy amount, you sort of see girls who their whole personality becomes sort of tailored to make as much money as possible. Whereas for you, you're kind of getting to pull back and be like, well, what do I actually want to do?
Right, yeah. I am so thankful. And I think all the time I'm like, what about me made all these people like love me so much? Like, that I was able to be so successful in such like a short period of time. But
Yeah, because
I am
sometimes,
so thankful. Like, it's amazing.
like, I know girls that, if I'm being honest, when I look at them, they're like pretty close to like as attractive as you.
Mm-hmm.
And I would put them like pretty close to you, but then like I know they're making like 10% of what you make on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And I've definitely spent a lot of time thinking about it. And it's like, I mean, you do have like a really nice set of natural boobs, which obviously goes a long way. You have like a very naturally pretty face. You have like a hip to waist ratio, which
Right,
is a
yeah.
huge thing for dudes. But yeah, it is kind of like mind blowing how some girls are apparently like worth a certain amount per month and other girls are worth 5 or 10% of that. And sometimes to me, I'm like, they seem pretty close. Like the things that make the difference are pretty intangible.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, there's so many beautiful girls that do OnlyFans and porn. And I get comments all the time that it's like, I don't see the hype in her, mid. Like, I don't understand why she's so big. There's so many other like hotter people. But I think it's just, it definitely has to do with personality. And I think I also give off like girl next door vibes, which my fans really, really like because I seem very obtainable because I am. Like, I'm down to give like the normal dude a try.
Do you still hear a lot about Target, or has it kind of been replaced with more like Sidemen Tinder convos?
I still do get a lot of Target comments. Yeah. Like, people will go to Target and like take a picture of it and like tag me in their story, like where you at and like at Real Skype.
And you never heard from Target about that?
No.
It's too bad.
I did recently apply to work there. I would work there again if they hired me.
And you didn't get called back?
I didn't, no. I think I might be blacklisted.
Yeah. That would totally make sense. I wouldn't be surprised if you were blacklisted by Target. Okay. So in terms of this Shy Glizzy video that you ended up doing, talk about how this went.
Okay, so I had known Shy Glizzy previously to being in the music video. I had shot the photos he was doing a collab with, I believe, Cookies, like the weed brand. He had like his own line like called White Girl, and it was me and him in like a donut shop, and the photographer is a friend of mine, so he put me and Shy like in contact. And then I get hit up. So that went fine. Like, that photo shoot was completely fine. Whatever, went great. I got paid. It was all good. And then months go by and Shy hits me up super, super last minute. And he's like, I'm doing the music video for White Girl. The song just went platinum. I need you for the music video. Like, he was just like, I need you for this. Like, I really need you to do this for me. And I was just like, I was in Joshua Tree at the time for Rochelle's birthday. And I was like, that would require me leaving here super early in the morning, going back to LA, like whatever. But he just convinced me. He was like, it's going to be huge. Like, it's such a big opportunity. The song's going crazy on TikTok. I was like, okay, I'm down. Like, let's do it. And so we talked about the terms leading up. I was like, okay, I need to get paid. And he was like, okay, don't bust my balls. Like, what's your price? And I was like, I need $5K. $5K for the shoot. That I feel like is that's like a reasonable price.
That
like,
really doesn't move the needle for you at all.
Yeah, that's like it's not crazy, but at least I'm asking for something. And he was like, how about 3K? And he was just really not trying to do that 5K. But I was in my head, I was like, okay, the song's huge. Like, I grew up listening to that song. Like, everyone knows that fucking song. And so I was like, I finally agreed to, I'll do it for 3K. And so it's the day of the shoot, and I have to do my own hair, makeup, wardrobe. I'm in charge of everything, like, for myself. So I arrive to the house that we were shooting at for that day, and the first scene was a underwater scene. So the second I get there, I have to go in a pool underwater, and I do that, and he isn't even there at this point. And so I'm a bit annoyed that, like, I just spent hours on my hair and makeup. I have to literally go underwater, like, do all of that.
This should clearly be the last thing you film, right?
Right. And then I get out, and I'm like, and they're like, okay, can you get ready again? And then we're going to move on, and then Shy will get here and whatever. So I then have to spend I'm rushed to do my hair and makeup in like an hour or two. And then he gets there, and he brings like a little entourage with him, which whatever. I will say he brought two little what are those called? French bulldogs with him there. And we were there for like 10 hours and I did not see those dogs eat or drink once. I didn't see a water bowl for those fuckers once.
Oh, wow.
But he was just the whole day like trying to flirt with me or like pull me to the side to talk to me. And I'm really just not into him. He's like 5'4" to start off. Which like nothing to people that are 5'4". It's just combined. I don't know, his personality that day was just weird. Like he was just being sketchy. And when it got like dark out, he like cornered me in the kitchen with his little posse and convinced me to do this pill. And I don't know what the pill was. I said no a million times. Eventually I was just like, okay, like whatever. I think he said it was like, it'll make me feel good. Like it was Molly or ecstasy or whatever. And then finally I was just like, okay, like I'll take the littlest tiny bit. So I took it and I started just like, I don't know, just like it was euphoric or whatever. I was like, I wouldn't have agreed to this if you wouldn't have like tried to like convince me, whatever. And then, but I stuck it out. We finished up the shoot and I was getting ready in my room, like packing up all my stuff, getting ready to leave. And he comes in and he pulls me onto the bed and I look down and his dick is out and he's like, suck it. And I said, no. And then he said, lick it. And I said, no. And he said, then you're fine with not getting paid. And I said, yeah. And I just got up and I went downstairs and I grabbed the director because I was with the director and the crew that whole day. We spent like maybe 12 hours together. So at that point I had gotten along with the director and the whole crew really well. And I told them, I was like, hey, like Shy just told me if I don't suck his dick, then I'm not getting paid for this whole day. And they were like, yeah, that's not okay. So they grabbed me and they put me in a car and took me home.
Wow. And that was the last you heard from him, or you talked to him after that?
Sorry, that was like so much rambling. I haven't talked about this story at all, and it's very...
Yeah.
I wasn't going to talk about it, but I feel like it's something that should be spoken of. Like, it's not okay that he did that.
Definitely.
I did hear from him a few days ago, actually, because I made a TikTok, like a recap of 2022.
And you said that you didn't get paid.
And I said, it was like a screenshot of, it said, starring in my first music video, didn't get paid. And in parentheses, it said, my lawyers will be in contact, which that was like a joke. And he sent me a screenshot of the TikTok and said, what is this about? And I just didn't answer.
I mean, he could probably figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, how common is that kind of shit, though, honestly, for girls doing music videos or whatever?
I think it's probably really common. And the way that I look at it is like, thankfully, I'm in a position where I didn't need that 3 or 5K.
Right.
I was able to say, yeah, I'm not going to suck your dick. I'm fine with not getting paid. I walked away. But I think about other girls that star in music videos or like have been in just like a similar position where it's like, if you don't do this, then they're not getting paid, and like where they need that money. So it's like they're gonna do that. They're gonna suck his dick or they're gonna do whatever.
It's crazy because to me, I'm always surprised when I'm on music video sets how the rappers will be like damn near ignoring the girls and like just not paying them really like any attention. Right. And so that's just like really shitty to hear. Yeah,
that was my first and only ever music video, and it will probably be my last because I'm just scarred from it.
Damn. Yeah. That's crazy. So then the video comes out though, and you're like hearing from people, and you're just kind of have this like bad memory of the whole thing.
Yeah, I do. After it happened, I was like, okay, do I not even like share that I was in the music video? Like, is that like how do I navigate the situation? But the music video still is amazing, and like I said, I love the director and the whole cast that was there that day. And at the end of the day, like it was an amazing music video, but still, fuck Shy Glizzy.
Yeah, that shit sucks, man. That's terrible to hear. But do you run into that problem though, where because you're a porn star, that people just assume you're down to fuck, and you end up in situations where to you it's not obvious, and they're just assuming that's going down?
Honestly, not really, no. Because the people that I surround myself and hang out with, I'm really quick to friend zone them. So they don't even like try anything, or like it's people that work in like the YouTube space or like they do TikTok and stuff. So they know not to like pressure me or anything like that.
And it's such
or they don't even try and fuck.
Right. It's such a weird dynamic too, though, just because you're so much richer than like the vast majority of guys that might try to holler at you or whatever. Whereas we're so used to the dynamic being like the rapper has the money and the girls are just whatever.
Yeah.
And with you and Shy Glizzy, like, I mean, no offense, but it's not close.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, dude.
Damn. Yeah. But okay.
He's lucky though, honestly, that I like didn't go on like a rampage of trying to like cancel him and stuff. But I like really hate cancel culture, so I like sat on it for a while, like even like bringing it up or talking about it. But I feel like something had to be said. Like he doesn't deserve just to like walk away from the situation like not knowing that he did something wrong. Like
because I mean it wouldn't even be worth it for you to fucking sue like for over $5,000 or whatever.
I'm not fucking suing. Like how much money does he even have?
I don't know. But okay, is there part of you that wants to settle down at this point? Like how strong is the temptation? Because I see girls all the time who like get successful and even doing porn, and that's just like the first thing they do is they just find a guy to just settle down with.
Right now, my number one thing is my career and just like continuing to go up. And so I think as of right now, I'm not ready to be in a relationship because I'm not ready to share my time with someone else. I'm very focused on myself. But if it was Adin Ross, it would be like the best thing that could happen for your career. As much as it sucks to talk about people like that, it's gotta. Or when you were spending time with Jake Paul, it's like, obviously there's attention as a result of this. I mean, yes, like I think it would do something like. For like if I did date Adin, like while we dated, it would probably be amazing and I would make so much money. But like what if we broke up, then what do like I have to my name? Like I'm very focused right now. Like I'm really focused right now of just like getting it all on my own and like really securing the bag on my own. And then like once I'm ready, I'll find someone to settle down with. But I think it needs to be someone that's like equal to me.
But it's weird too because it's so the norm for porn star girls to just act like the biggest fucking whores on earth. And then at the same time, like that might be the thing that gets you like OnlyFans money, but you also know that also is kind of like boxing you out of getting in a relationship with a large percentage of dudes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of tricky.
That is a lot of my success. I honestly contribute it to like being involved with like Jake Paul or Adin or just like other flings and stuff. But I'm trying to recently in the past few months, I've like kind of stepped away from that. I'm trying to like not get into any of those more fake, weird relationships and just like focus on myself.
Yeah.
Not like, because a lot of people will be like, oh, you're clout chasing or whatever. I'm like, first off, they ask me to be in their videos. I never like reach out to anyone first. So it's always mutual, but.
Yeah, because like I'm somebody who's like pretty open-minded body count wise, but for sure if I was thinking about getting in a relationship with a girl and she had a bunch of like weird fake looking public relationships in the past, like I feel like that would almost like be more of a no than her just having fucked like 60 dudes quietly.
Yeah, it definitely does scare them away.
Yeah.
Because they always Google search me.
Yeah.
Like I was seeing this dude recently and he was like, I looked up your name on Twitter. And I was like, that is the worst place you could have searched my name up.
Right.
Because when you go to my Twitter, it's just like straight porn, like me just getting raw dogged by dudes. So it definitely does scare people away. Like, but
is there part of you that wants to publicize that shit less? Because like,
yeah,
Lana Rhoades still has a fucking OnlyFans and shit, but she just damn near never promotes it. So people just wouldn't find it unless they went out of their way, right?
I don't know. I'm trying not to like, I don't know. Like I said, I can't see myself like getting into any more like relationships, any of those like fake and like social media relationships or anything. I'm trying to just do my own thing.
Right. How many NDAs have you signed in the last year? Because there's a really good one. Two.
Yeah.
And did you actually end up banging either of them?
Yeah.
One of them you didn't. That I'm thinking of. The really high profile one.
Oh, wait, you're right. Okay, then 3. I've signed 3 NDAs. The one I did not fuck because he went crazy and
Right. Put it together, people. Yeah. But were they attempting?
Yeah, they were very much attempting.
Really?
Very
But it
much
was
attempting.
just too wild?
He was just really rude to me. Like really, really rude. Like he would demand me like send him my porn and stuff. And he'd be like, I need to see you with vigor. Like, so I'm like,
Bigger than Dread?
well, Dread was like the last thing I sent him. And then he
Yeah.
was like, well, I want to see like more amateur style stuff. Like he was like begging for like different videos and all this shit. And I'm like, dude, just subscribe to my OnlyFans
That's what
at this
I'm saying.
point.
Yeah,
Or, like,
you got a credit card, right?
right. Or at least
You got Apple
fucking
Pay?
look me up on Reddit at this point, bro.
Which, yeah.
But no, I didn't fuck him because
Yeah.
he was just giving weird vibes. And the other two I did fuck. Yeah.
But it's got to be weird because for you, like, to spend time with like a super famous person and all you got to do is like fuck them, or maybe you don't even have to fuck them, but it's like, it's got to be kind of tempting to be able to go into their world for like a day or a couple days or something and just like actually see what they're like, knowing that your vagina is the fucking passport that has got you access to the studio, even if you don't give it up, you know, even if you don't actually do it, you know, like, is that kind of tempting?
At first, for sure, like super tempting. Any celebrity that like would answer my DMs or slide in my DMs, I thought it was like so amazing, like so like groundbreaking. Like, oh my God, I can't believe so and so like DM'd me back. But now it doesn't excite me at all, like whatsoever, because the majority of dudes that like will DM me are usually rappers, and just the rapper lifestyle of like just having multiple women or just like traveling and like being flashy, that's just not what I'm into.
The
like
YouTubers are a little more humble.
the YouTubers are a little bit more just like just feel normal. Like they don't like, they're not as flashy as like rappers and stuff. And I've realized that's just not it's not what I'm into.
You into Mr. Beast?
No.
Why not?
I would love to be in one of his videos.
Right.
But I think he's ugly.
Well, you didn't have to say that. Ugly. He's a pretty he's like a normal looking guy. He's like a very
I take it
average
back.
looking
Yeah,
guy. Wouldn't you say?
He's average, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm just not into
He
him.
doesn't strike me as like a beautiful man or an ugly man. I'd say he's right there in the middle.
Right.
I don't know. That's just
Have
me.
you thought about this a lot?
Well, now, yeah. What about Liver King?
Oh, that's the dude that just got exposed for being on steroids, right?
Yeah.
I
You
don't
into a guy
know.
like that though? Like
No.
a ripped dude?
I
like
don't
that?
like ripped dudes. I like dad bods.
Really?
Yeah. Dad bods are like skinny.
I don't know if I believe girls when they say this, but so like a hot like a MMA fighter type bod with like a six pack, that's too much.
No.
I understand a Liver King's too much.
I don't know. They're just like, they're not comfy to cuddle with. They're like all hard.
Yeah. I can see that. It's hard to stay warm when you start getting skinny. I feel like this is the coldest winter in years.
It's super cold.
'Cause I lost
was
some
just in
weight.
Colorado and it's fucking freezing.
I don't have that like blanket on me. I don't know. So what's your attitude on like shooting with other girls at this point? Because I know that you've kind of like chosen to be a lot more selective, and I'm sure that that's fucking weird because a lot of girls are going to take that as like a diss if you're just like not trying to shoot with them or whatever.
It's weird because I remember right when you and Lena signed me, one of the first things you said to me is there's going to be girls that don't like you and are going to be mean to you. Like, just like prepare yourself for it. And that really has been my experience.
I remember telling Lena that too. And I was like, some of these girls are crazier than any chicks you ever dealt with before.
Yeah. I've heard just like the meanest, nastiest stuff said about me, like by other girls in porn that like I've never met, I've never worked with. So girls, I'm a little bit more picky with. Like I go based off of like their vibe. Like I've worked with Angela White is my absolute fucking favorite. Like I've worked with her multiple times. I will always speak so highly of her. She's great. Lena, obviously. Dainty Wild's really good.
Did you shoot with her boyfriend and you? Like, did you guys all shoot together, or did you just shoot girl with her?
No, when I had worked with her, they had not yet started shooting with other girls. So, but he was the one recording whenever like me and her worked together.
That shit's brutal.
Yeah.
Filming the girl scene, you just got the throbbing boner. I hate that. Yeah.
That's another reason though why I've like kind of realized like I'm always going to do porn and like OnlyFans and stuff because I love doing it, but I'm going to do it in my way because just like the whole porn industry, like everyone in it is very like competitive and petty and mean and talk shit, and like that just like gives me such bad anxiety, like the whole cattiness. It just turns me off from it, and that's when I realized I don't really want to be in like mainstream porn or anything.
Because I remember like Lena going through that at first too, because she was somebody who clearly hadn't gone the traditional porn route.
That's something that they hate on. They think that because
you didn't put the work in, because you didn't have all these years of grinding
in.
gangbangs and shit, you know?
Mm-hmm. Which I do understand where they're coming from for sure. But it's just a different climate now that we're in. Like we have OnlyFans. Like we didn't years and years ago, we didn't have OnlyFans. Like they had to do the whole studio thing, but now we have OnlyFans, and you kind of get to skip over the whole like going to studios and doing like those like professional shoots. But it is what it is.
Yeah, because that's why like somebody like Lana Rhoades is salty, because she looks at somebody like you and realizes like, oh fuck, I didn't have to drink the bowl of piss, I didn't have to do the gangbang, or not that she did a gangbang or whatever, but she did some crazy ass shit that she regrets now, you know. And I think she just realizes like she didn't have to do that, and if she had been born 5 or 10 years later, her career would have looked totally different, you know. Yeah. But so yeah, is it weird though being selective about shooting with chicks though? Like, do you feel like people just catch feelings about it a lot?
Not really, because I don't know. Not really, because like the people that I want to work with, I reach out to them. So I don't know. I guess I always have been really selective. Like even when I wasn't as big, because I don't want to work with someone if I don't find them attractive. Like I'm only going to work with people that I find attractive, or that I like their vibe or like their personality. So I've always been like selective, even before I like blew up and like was huge.
It's got to be so weird, because I have rappers who like don't deserve an interview, asking for fucking interviews all the time and leaving them on red. Sometimes I feel kind of bad, but like leaving people on red who like want to fuck. And having it be like, you know, you kind of like thwarting their career goals is pretty fucking awkward, you know?
Yeah.
So what are your aspirations for the new year that you're really trying to accomplish in terms of taking your shit to the next level?
Twitch is gonna be my thing. I can see myself doing really well on that. I want to be in Sports Illustrated.
Really?
That's my other like big random
goal.
But
do they fuck with porn stars in the swimsuit?
They fuck
issue?
with like a lot of like random girls.
Really?
Yeah. That's like a big one that I want. When I met you and Lena, it was originally to be in Playboy, but now I've shot for them a few times, which is great. But yeah, doing Twitch. I want to do like Sports Illustrated, a little bit more of Playboy. Maybe start my own YouTube channel, doing that, vlogging, showing off my personality a little bit more.
Definitely. What was the fucking, didn't you have a major health crisis recently? You want to talk about this?
Oh my God.
Your eye almost fucking fell out?
Oh my God. Okay, so in the span of the past year, I broke my foot. Do you remember that?
That was a drinking thing, right?
I was drunk on a Lime scooter and I crashed into a wall and I broke my foot in half.
Jesus.
So I broke my foot.
You had a cast on for a while?
I did, yeah.
Wow.
I broke my ribs because I flew off the back of a jet ski at like full speed and just like smacked the water, and it felt like hitting concrete.
With DJ Khaled?
No, with Jake Paul.
Oh. That could have been his like David Dobrik Jeff moment right there. Yeah.
Oh God. But no, my eye was the most recent thing. I will admit it, I sleep in my contacts probably a little bit more than I should.
Oh my God, get LASIK.
Well, now I am getting LASIK.
Right.
But
I hate, contacts are so gross.
I've just been wearing them for so long, it like feels like my second eye.
Yeah.
So I don't think twice about it. But
waking up with your fucking contacts in is the worst feeling.
It is. It is. So I slept with them in one night, and I woke up, and my eye, it felt like something was like in it, not like a contact. It felt like there was like a scratch or something. So I went in the bathroom and I looked, and my eye was super red, and I took my contact out, and I was like, okay, great, I have pink eye. And it just wasn't going away. So then I went to like the ER, and they were like, yeah, your cornea is like severely scratched and infected. And so for the past like 2 months, I haven't been able to wear contacts. So I've been rocking glasses.
I love glasses, so I'm not mad at that.
I wasn't mad at it either. I shot some content in the glasses.
Lena puts glasses on. I want to fuck. I like the nerdy look.
Yeah.
Nerdy is good for me.
Yeah, so I did shoot some. I was making it work. I was like making the best out of the situation. But today's actually the first day I'm wearing contacts.
Really?
Like since it happened.
Fuck
I thought I was
contacts.
going blind there for a second.
I remember losing one in my eye one time, and I didn't have it for like a day, and I thought I had just actually lost it, so I put in another one, and then I'm just like sitting in the car, and I just touch my eye, and I fucking realize I have 2 contacts just floating. I got LASIK probably 10 years ago.
Holy shit. That like freaks me out though.
Oh, it's super weird.
I think it's something that I need to invest in.
They strap your fucking head down in, and there's a laser, and it just fucking skims like the stigmatism off your eye, and it smells like burning hair.
Oh, great. I have that to look forward to.
Yeah, but then like once you heal up, like a few days later, then you never have to wear glasses or contacts again. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's definitely. I'm gonna be doing that in the next 6 months.
Right.
No other procedures though.
Could you imagine yourself like shooting? Oh, so no procedures. You're not planning on any surgeries?
Oh, I don't think so.
You wouldn't do it? You never thought about it?
I've entertained it. I've entertained like getting a nose job.
You have a big nose?
I want like a skinny little nose.
See, girls always want a fucking nose job. Even when they have a nice nose, they want like a better nose.
Yeah, whenever I mention it to someone, they're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
I've talked about, I love the idea of like big ass tits, but then I'm also like, my natural tits are really nice.
How old are you right now?
I'm 23.
You got plenty of time.
So I should wait
Yeah.
until they start like sagging.
Listen, like, yeah, would they look great? Sure. But you like, they still look good. And realistically, at some point in your life, you're gonna like actually really want to do something with your boobs, you know? Like, I hate when I'll hear like a hot 21-year-old saying she wants to get a BBL, and I'm just like, bro,
Yeah, I haven't thought about getting a BBL.
wait like 5 years, because I guarantee you're gonna get fat at some point. So like,
thank you.
know, not you, but like any girl. Like, I mean, yeah, but you too probably.
Yeah.
Are you like real into like diet and exercise, or is just you're still getting by on being like young and naturally athletic?
I do exercise regularly. I eat super healthy, like really, really healthy. Every morning I start by getting like a green juice. I do those little like fancy shots that are like immunity shots.
You gotta do
It tastes like
protein in the
shit.
morning.
I do
Should
eat
eat like
a lot of
7
protein.
eggs.
I do a lot of like chicken. I focus a lot on protein.
Hmm.
But yeah, I want to get more into working out.
Juice is cool, but you need some protein in the morning.
I
This
see
is
your
my advice.
stories. You eat like 4 eggs.
Yeah. But now I'm doing 2 eggs and 4 egg whites.
Do you not get tired of eating the same breakfast over and over again?
You know, once 24 hours has gone by, all of a sudden I want to eat it again.
Breakfast is the best meal in my opinion.
Yeah. It's just so simple. And I always just like keep changing it tiny little bit. Like get a different hot sauce and boom, I'm like entertained for another month.
Right.
I don't know. That's just me. Have you thought about like starting to shoot your own content, like really like hiring like a filmer to like shoot stuff? Because like to me, even if I wasn't doing plug talk, or even if we kind of like chilled out on porn, I would probably still want to like hire dope filmers and just shoot scenes with chicks. And
Yes. I really like whenever I do shoot a scene, I'm really big on like the quality of it. Like I've shot scenes before where I wasn't happy with it and I just scrapped it. Like we fucked for an hour, it's all on camera, but if I don't like it, I'm not putting it out. I'm like really picky on my content. It needs to be perfect. So yeah, I think that is something that I'll probably do here soon, like hire someone to like shoot my stuff.
what's the major problem with dudes at this point? Like in terms of like the major things that you see in guys that you don't like with the current crop of men out there?
Probably just that they're not willing to take me serious because I do porn and have been seen with like people like Jake Paul.
That's the main thing that you run into when you like a guy?
Yeah.
Really? So that's why you're trying to scale back on the messiness?
Yeah. Because I'll like, there's been a few guys this year where I kind of start to get a little bit invested, but then they kind of find out too much about me, or a lot of the times it's their friends get in their ear and they're like, how the fuck, like, are you really talking to a porn star or whatever? Like, and it really, then they just like end up kind of drawing back from me a little bit. So I've basically just said, okay, fuck it. I'm going to focus on myself.
If you're a guy who can just accept that your girlfriend does porn or did porn even, you just like have the whole, there's so many like super hot, cool girls in the porn industry.
Right.
I've seen this like a bunch of times where like if you're a dude and you're open-minded about a girl doing porn and they just end up like dating all these like super hot porn star chicks because of the fact that they don't care about the fact that this girl shot with dread.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and
So,
there's a lot of dope
be more
girls too
open-minded.
that do porn, but
That's what I'm saying.
but like people just aren't willing to give us a chance.
Mm.
So, but I don't know. I'll find my man one day.
When are you gonna have a kid?
I'm trying right now.
Yeah, right. That's like a tweet.
Oh my god.
Come
Okay.
in me, get me pregnant.
So I have this app that tracks my period. So it tells me like when I'm ovulating, like my chances of getting pregnant or whatever. So I'll usually like try not to get cream pie during that time period. But my DP that I just did, they both definitely came inside me while I was very fertile.
The best feeling.
But I got my period since then.
Did the DP feel a little gay?
Yeah, you know.
Did it feel kind of weird?
So I've done 2 now.
I'll always wonder how this feels as a guy.
So I've done 2 now.
Right.
And you know how before you shoot a scene, you're like, okay, what are you cool with? What aren't you cool with? Blah, blah, blah. The first one that I did, they were like, we're cool with whatever. Like, you can do whatever. You can even touch our dicks together. Like, we don't care. And I'm like, damn, like.
Yeah, if they're in the same pussy.
Yeah, and
They're
like
touching. Like
I'd be sucking them both and then like rub them both together and stuff. And they like.
That to me is over the line. That I don't want to see. I could kind of understand wanting to see the DP, even though that to me I'm not really like fucking with, but like 2 rubbing them together.
No, that's why I was like kind of shocked because the 2 like I was like, damn, like you guys are like fine with that. Like even like DP is one thing, but like you're fine with me rubbing your dickheads together and stuff. They were cool with it. And then the one that I just shot, I asked them the same thing. I was like, what are you cool with? What aren't you cool with? And they gave me the whole rundown. I was like, are you okay with me rubbing your dicks together? And like, oh yeah, totally, that's fine. So I'm like, damn, like
You learn something
these
new every
porn
day.
dudes, they just don't care. But it is a little interesting when you're getting DP'd and you can feel the 2 dicks inside you and they're both rubbing together.
Did it feel pretty good?
It feels like you're being ripped in half, but in a good way.
Wow.
It feels, you know what I've realized? I tweeted out a few days ago. I was like, I've realized I think my true calling is getting DP'd. And I think I'm going to move into getting gangbanged. The reason being, I love, like I said earlier.
See, just when I thought that you were kind of saying that you were taking a step back from real porn and that you were going to be Alana Rhodes, you're like, no, now I want to get gangbanged.
No, so I think I'm just going to do a little gangbang run. I want to do a blow bang and then I want to do a gangbang. I'm going to do one of each and then I'm going to retire.
I want to be in it.
Okay, you can be in it.
Because I feel like that's probably like the one blow bang I could be in that Lena wouldn't be jealous. Lena
Right.
would like be down to just like film and
No,
hang out.
I want to do a blow bang with like the sickest dudes, like just like a lineup of like the craziest guys.
Because that's one thing you realize though is that the biggest name dudes don't do that kind of stuff.
I know. That's why you kind of have to like. I've built a relationship with a lot of the guys, like the ones that I consistently work with, and they're all down to me in the blow bangs.
I mean, I guess they would. It's just for the most part, it wouldn't make sense for them because they could probably make more doing a solo scene, I would think.
Yeah,
I might be wrong, though.
Yeah. But no, I've realized that I think my calling is doing DPs and gangbangs, even though I haven't done a gangbang yet, because I love pushing myself to the limit and like the satisfaction of knowing 2 cocks can fit inside me.
You're an athlete.
I'm an athlete, yeah.
I mean, Angela White said something similar.
Yeah, she's a sexual
She's
athlete.
an athlete, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I walked away from that DP like, holy shit, I just like, that was crazy.
Well, but just don't take it this far. I had a chick I used to kick it with who did porn, and I'm like, I didn't watch her scenes for like the first couple months that we had been fucking. And then one day I was like mad at her or whatever. So I went to Pornhub and searched her name and I started watching her get fucked by a bunch of different dudes. And I started watching this one threesome and she's like sucking both their dicks. And then one of the dudes starts sucking the other dude's dick with her.
Oh God.
And I was just like, I had no, like, I'm thinking that I'm watching
What
something I'm
porn
down
lover
for.
you
And then
on.
and I'm like, whoa, like you could do that? I had never even thought of that.
Have you ever DP'd someone?
Nah.
Have you ever?
I mean, like
about
mouth
it?
and vagina,
but
but not.
you wouldn't try and stick it in the same hole.
No. Even like ass and pussy, like I think I could die not having done that.
Right. Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
It's a great feeling.
But to be honest with you, if I was like a real porn star, if like this was my thing, I would do it just because I would see the value in like getting extreme with it and pushing myself. But I just don't feel like I have to, and that's just kind of too much for me. I don't know.
Well, stay tuned for my gangbang.
I'm tuned in. Appreciate you. For sure. Sky Bree. thank you for coming on.
Of course.
No Jumper fam. Appreciate you coming on. Skybreed, No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Patreon, Instagram. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check out her OnlyFans. You can Google it. You can figure it out. There's probably a link tree out there. Peace.